because I want to just show, like other women as well that at least I don't know if I can do it, but if I can, I'm going to be like, okay, this is how we can manage being a mom,
Yes.
Being a business owner, working 9 to 5, all that kind of jazz. God knows if it's going to happen, but at least I'll try. We went into this dark room and they were giving like a matcha presentation, and they gave us some matcha, so me and my friends, and it was absolutely horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, spat it out. It was nasty.
What is the first thing you do to relax?
To relax, I know my husband, honestly.
You say annoying?
Annoying, yes.
Hey beautiful, welcome back to the Kiya Convos podcast. This is a space for all things self-care, wellness and empowerment. I'm your host, Amoah, and today I have the absolutely beautiful Monique. Hi Monique.
Hi, Kay.
Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I know you've had a very stressful morning journey in, so I hope it's just nice and relaxed and flowing for you.
I mean, we're good. We're here now.
Yes. Good. And you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love your dress. I love your hair. It looks very healthy.
I hope so, because it's dry as hell, but thanks.
No, it doesn't look dry over here at all. So yeah, I usually like to kick off just asking you to let us know who you are and a little bit about, I guess, your backstory.
Sure. So as you mentioned, my name is Monique Farquharson, and I'm the founder of the Matcha Yaad. And that's a brand that brings two beautiful cultures together, Jamaica and Japan. So we fuse together the spices of Jamaica with the matcha from Japan, and we create functional products that are geared towards boosting your productivity.
Yeah, sure. No, I love it. So I saw when I first came across you, I think on LinkedIn actually, you mentioned that you had started the brand initially in Jamaica.
That's right.
So tell me about that. What was it like? So I guess you grew up in Jamaica.
Yes, I was born in Jamaica, so I'm Jamaican fully, 100%. So yeah, when I was in university years ago, I was doing my undergrad, and I was doing this very tough degree, actuarial science, and I was struggling to just stay up, be more productive, because I was always very tired because there was so much to do. And I needed to drink or take some form of supplement or just something to kind of give me that energy.
Yeah.
So I started drinking coffee, but it would make my heart palpitate. Okay. So I had to stop. And then, as fate, I guess, would have it, I met some women and they introduced me to matcha. So we went into this dark room and they were giving like a matcha presentation, and they gave us some matcha, so me and my friends, and it was absolutely horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, spat it out. It was nasty.
Not the best introduction.
It wasn't the greatest introduction at all. However, I started, doing a little bit of a deep dive into what matcha was, and I found out I was from Japan, and I always had like this this love for the culture of Japan. Okay. And then I'm like, if the Japanese like it, there must be something to it, and I started seeing like lots of stuff to say that matcha actually does work. So then I gave it another shot, my way this time, and started pairing it with Jamaican spices, and it was phenomenal. And then that's where I guess the urge to start that business came from, because I couldn't shut up about it. I was sharing it with other people, and they had the same type of experience that I had, where they felt more alert, more alive. I could focus better, had more energy, all that. And then I started the brand in Jamaica.
Oh wow, amazing. So what was the initial feedback? So I guess when you made it yourself, you shared it with friends, family?
Yeah, so when I made it myself, this is how I knew I was not allergic to matcha, because I tried it in all sorts of ways until I was a self-proclaimed matcha addict, because I just could not stop, because it was so good. And then when I found like some recipes that made sense, that's when I started sharing it with other people, and they had a really good experience for the most part. And then, it was really a couple of my friends that planted that seed. They said, no, you need to actually start a business, because this thing really, really works. I said, well, okay, let me just do that then. And then I did. And the rest is history, really. From Jamaica to Japan and now the UK.
So when you launched in Jamaica, how long were you selling there before you came over to the UK?
Well, It was probably about a year or so, and I actually did not
okay.
come from Jamaica to the UK. I went to Japan, so I lived in Japan for 2 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What was that like? Tell us.
No, that was amazing. So, after I had started a brand, I used to get like lots of questions from my customers about matcha, and they automatically just assumed that I must have, gone to Japan or something, because it was such a strange thing. Because this very black girl in Jamaica selling matcha, which is from Japan, so there must be something there. So I'm like, well, no, I haven't visited, but I always wanted to go to Japan because, as I mentioned, I always had like this affinity to the culture.
Yeah.
And then I just quit my job at the time because I was working 9 to 5 whilst also running the business. Okay. And then I said, you know what, let me go full-fledged in this. And then I moved to Japan, lived there for almost 2 years. Wow, it was an amazing experience. I lived in this prefecture called Okinawa.
Okay.
So Okinawa is like the southernmost prefecture of Japan. Not a lot of people know about it, but if you know Okinawa, you love it because it's just very tropical, very much like the Caribbean / Jamaica. Okay. Beautiful beaches, a nice vibe, just lots of colors. It's very different from, I guess, mainland Japan, which I would say it's more sterile. Almost, but like Okinawa has just a lot of vibe, so it was like almost being back home in another country. It was so good. Okinawa has like a really special place in my heart. If I could go back tomorrow, I would. But yes, I lived there, immersed myself in the culture, learned a lot about matcha, and then is when I came to the UK.
Okay, so what led you to come to the UK?
So actually, a friend of mine, you see, I'm very, I guess, influenced by my friends. So another friend of mine, he shared a scholarship with me from Aston University. Oh, okay. And it was called the Enterprise Scholarship, whereby if you got a scholarship, then you could come to the UK and you could start your business. And you can basically, you would go to the university for free, and then the university would help you afterwards to start your business. And I'm like, I don't have anything to lose. Let me just apply for it. And actually was the first recipient. So
wow.
When
Congratulations.
Thank you. So when I got it, I'm like, well, it looks like I'm going to the UK now. So from there, but obviously I did a bit more research into the UK to see if that was the place for me, because I mean, the intention was to start a business here, since, as you know, I would have that scholarship and everything, but then it had to make sense. And the UK did, because I saw that the matcha industry was growing in this part of the world. So I was like, okay, this might actually be a good step. So that's why I got here.
Oh, perfect. So what was it like, I guess, being in a new country, starting from scratch with the business?
Again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that, I guess, Japan prepared me for it, because even outside of starting a business, being in a new country in and of itself, it's quite something to get used to, because there is that culture shock. And then for me, all the countries that I've lived or visited, I didn't have, like friends or family or anything like that there. So because like when I went to Japan, I was literally on my own 100%. I didn't know anybody. The culture, the food, the language, everything was different. But then at least in the UK, it was a little bit better in the sense that I spoke the language at the very least, bare minimum. And I had an aunt who I moved in with for a brief period, who I hadn't seen in like 20 odd years or whatever. So it wasn't like I was very close or anything to her, but at least I had someone that I knew. Yeah. So coming to the UK, it wasn't, I wouldn't say as bad, because it wasn't like bad when I went to Japan, but it wasn't that much of a culture shock to me in that sense. And I think I integrated quite quickly once I came here, because I mean, I went to university, so I had quote unquote friends in a sense.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, even though I didn't know anybody, just like people who you see online. But it was also at a very tough time as well, because it was during the time of COVID too.
Okay, sure, yeah.
But just starting a business from scratch in the UK, it was very difficult, because everything that in Jamaica from a business perspective, that's just flipped on its head, because now you're in a new culture, the rules are different. Basically everything is different. So I had to first settle. So it took me a couple years before I actually launched the business, because I moved in the UK in 2021. Okay. And I didn't properly launch until last year, because I was just going through the motions of just settling, just to make sure that I have a full-time job and that I'm okay from income perspective and just like a stability perspective.
Sure, yeah.
And then 2, doing that research into, you know, does it make sense to start this type of matcha business, or should I do a cafe, or should I do this, you know, because there's so many different types of things that you can do. And then also building that network, because obviously once you're starting a business, it's very important to have a network of persons who have been there and done that, so that they can guide you along the way, as best as they can, of course, because certain things you still have to figure out on your own. And that took me some time. And then obviously things like finding the right manufacturer and, you know, all sorts of stuff. So it wasn't easy, but we're here. Thank God.
Yeah, I love it. And I love your branding. I love the brand.
Oh, I
it
love
looks
that.
so good. Yeah. I was like, this just looks, I haven't had the pleasure of tasting yet.
I have some. So my husband is actually downstairs trying to figure out parking. So you'll get to try the drinks at the very least. Yeah.
So did you get married here, or was that?
Yeah. So I started dating him from I was back in Jamaica.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we got married here in the UK. It's a very long, treacherous, long distance, everything. Because we're in Jamaica, and then we were just like, 14 hours apart in Japan. And then I came to the UK before he did, so it was like another time zone. Oh my God, I am an expert in long distance relationship, I can tell you that.
Oh, that's so lovely. So when did you get married?
So we got married, was it like year before last?
Okay.
So we had our first anniversary just this December that had passed, and also our gender reveal as well at that time. Yeah.
Perfect, because you are expecting.
Yes, I'm expecting a little one, a little matcha baby. That's why I'm so out of breath. So if you think that I'm out of breath, it's because I'm fully pregnant. But yeah, we're expecting our first little one soon.
How have you found balancing, you know, pregnancy, running the business,
and 9 to 5?
And 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Oh God, I don't know. That's such a hard question for me to answer, because I'm still trying to figure things out. Managing a business and working 9 to 5, I've always done that. So that's just the lifestyle that I've just known.
Yeah.
But I think that got flipped on its head once we found out that we were pregnant, because even before I found out I was pregnant, I just felt like my hormones and mood was changing, and I wasn't understanding what was happening. And then this drive that I had, it almost disappeared.
Okay.
And then I was in like this rut for about a month or so. I was speaking with my husband, I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, no, I need to probably go to the doctors or something, because like so many things are happening, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And then, as I said, I just didn't feel that drive or that motivation, which I wouldn't say very type A, but kinda type A, because I'm, you know, like getting stuff, like go get all. And then it just came to my mind, you know, Monique, let's see if you're pregnant, you know, because this whole thing is weird. What's happening? And that's when I realized that, oh, I actually am. I'm like, oh, well, that explains it. And then it has been quite an eye-opening and very humbling experience, this entire pregnancy, because this is the first time that I'm not in charge of my body.
Okay.
And it's something that I'm trying to get used to, because I'm not, you know, used to it at all. And it's a little bit uncomfortable, to be fair, because it's like you have to sleep when the baby wants to sleep. You have to eat when the baby wants to eat. You have to just be in baby mode even before the baby is born. And I'm the type of person who I am always working on Monique time. Okay. And there's no such thing as Monique time anymore. Yeah. And then sometimes I want to do certain things that are so simple, and I just feel so tired, and I just can't do it. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? Let's, you know. But I would say this whole pregnancy has been quite eye-opening for me, and I'm going to see what happens like after baby's born, just to see, because I've spoken to a lot of my friends who've had kids. And they said, you know, like, once you have them, after a while, you get like this drive and this energy and whatever. Yeah. I'm waiting on that.
It's okay. Just enjoy each stage as it comes. It's so funny, because I actually launched Kiya Cosmetics, the skincare side, about 8 or 9 months after having my third child. But at that point I was kind of like, oh, I want to do something. All right, we finished having kids, let's move on, let's do something. So the drive definitely kicks in. You just want to get back to yourself.
I mean, I'm hearing it from everybody, so I'll believe it, because trust me, the whole pregnancy, that drive is gone. And it's also, I mean, I'm not too mad at it because like for the last, I don't know, 10, probably 15 years or whatever, I've always been, on a roll, just doing. And this is literally the first time in my life when I'm just
taking
just
slow.
slowing down and everything. And it's something to get used to. It's very different, but I'm not too mad at it.
Oh, it's nice. I do want to ask, so congratulations on launching the brand here. You've done so well. You did a lot last year.
I did.
Just let us know, for those that are new to the brand, some of your highlights, because I know you had quite a few last year.
Yeah. So last year was quite a good year. So we actually launched the drink proper last year because we were just testing the market at first. And that's why lots of persons think that the brand is much older than it is, but it really isn't.
I definitely thought it was.
Right? It was like just me testing the waters and whatever. But as soon as we launched in Ray the store. And we were the best selling drink and the overall best performing product in the entire store, which I was very proud of. And it was just like, ooh, this is how we're starting. Oh my gosh.
Lovely.
And then, just a couple months after that, I got this notification to say that, Monique, you're in the top 25 for specialty fine foods for founders or brands to watch in the food and beverage industry. And I'm like, ooh, okay. And then after that, we got the best... the UK New Product of the Year award for the fantastic Matcha Ginger Refresher. It is the most amazing drink. Hopefully my husband can bring it up soon. So we had that. And then right after that again, we got the best non-alcoholic beverage at the UK Caribbean Food and Drink Awards. So I guess in terms of highlights, I mean, there are lots more, but those four, oh my gosh, just incredible. And it just, it made me feel really, really good because we were trying to understand, even from the onset, how to develop this brand, how is it that we wanted to position ourselves, and then also just the formulation of the drink. And there was a lot of hard work that I had put into it, because if I tell you the amount of iterations we went through with that drink, oh my god, it was a lot. And the same thing even with the brand, because it's like we had tested the waters with just like the branding and packaging. It just wasn't, doing it for me. And also the customers. And then we found these fantastic guys up in Scotland. And I sat with them, and then we had I just gave them a brain dump and just explained my story and how is it that we want to create and craft the packaging for the brand, and they just hit it out of the park. And then from there, just things just started happening one after the other, and I'm like, oh my gosh, 2024 was great.
Oh, I love it. So do you have, obviously with the pregnancy now, what are your plans brand wise for 2025? Are you going to slow it down a bit, or?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So it's for 2024, I would say we were very much focused on visibility. Just to get the brand out there, get the name out there, so persons are like, okay, this is the premier, the best matcha brand in the UK, which it is. I promise you, it is. But for 2025, how it is that we plan to do it is it's mostly now focusing on just getting distribution. Because right now we launched in 2 really cool distributors so that more independents and so forth can get our products. We're also launching on Amazon. So the drink, and the matcha powder and everything, those are on Amazon as well, so that it can be, it can get to the customers as easy as possible, because most persons, they do shop on Amazon for all sorts of stuff. So those are some of the things that we're working on. So for this year, it's all about distribution, but also maintaining that visibility to a large extent, but distribution and sales.
What would you say, do you have a background in marketing?
So yes, so my MBA that I did was an international MBA with a specialization in marketing, and I also work as a consultant. So I do CRM. So I consult in customer relationship management and customer loyalty, which I would say are bits and pieces from that huge marketing bit. So
would you say that's your strength in terms of building the brand and pushing the brand forward?
Yes and no. You know, I think, well, persons who know me, they would say probably that is my strength because I'm also a very front-facing person.
Okay.
And, you know, when it comes down to marketing and branding, I'll be here sitting, you know, talking about the brand and sharing and, you know, all that kind of jazz. But I think it's just a bit of a mix because my background is on both the creative and the logical side because I'm very analytical with, you know, all the degrees I have.
Yeah.
Because, like, my background is literally in heavy mathematics.
Okay. Sure.
But from that creative side, there is also that in my brain. So a little bit of both. So I'm not sure. Yes, maybe no.
No, I love it. I just asked that because I love your branding. I'm a brand. Yeah. When I see good branding, I'm just like, yes.
You're just gassing me up. Oh my gosh.
I try. No, it's really good. I'm just so sad that you came the week that I had a bit of a medical issues in my eyes.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm just trying to like hide. No, it's really good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to everything you've got to come brand wise, and obviously motherhood is going to be amazing.
Listen, it's going to be because I'm like, it's going to be Matcha Mom or something. I'm trying to find like the right words because I want to just show, you know, like other women as well that at least I don't know if I can do it, but if I can, I'm going to be like, okay, this is how we can manage being a mom,
Yes.
you know, being a business owner, working 9 to 5, all that kind of jazz. God knows if it's going to happen, but at least I'll try.
You'll be great. I mean, I have 3 kids. I've spoken with a few ladies that are balancing kids and either their own business or careers. You'll do amazing.
I will try. I will try my very best because I definitely want to. Because I'm a family oriented person,
Okay,
so it's super important to me, like my marriage and even with my, you know, close family, with my sister, mother, and all of that, and my nieces. Oh my gosh, I can't stop talking about them. Love them so much. So I just can't imagine what I'm going to be like with my little baby. But yeah, we're gonna kill it. I hope. Let's see.
You will. I believe in you.
Thank you.
Changing gears slightly, what does self-care mean to you?
So self-care means to me just being present in the moment and understanding that your body needs rest, your mental health needs to be taken care of, and you also need to just take time for yourself and fill your cup before you can pour into others. So that's how I view self-care.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Okay. You've had a stressful day like today. Stressful day. You're going to make your way back home. What is the first thing you do to relax?
To relax? I know my husband, honestly.
You say annoying?
Annoying, yes. It's very relaxing to me. But
no, that is a first. That is so hilarious.
No, but seriously, I mean, when I want to relax, honestly, I just bake because I really love baking.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so anytime that I feel like super overwhelmed or anything like that, you just find me in the kitchen and I'm like baking cupcakes or cookies or something, and that helps me to relax. Like that is I would consider that my safe space.
Oh, wow, that's lovely. Do you make matcha cookies?
Listen, I bake everything matcha. I mean, let's not even go there because I even did a matcha chicken, which was horrendous.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I bake a lot.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff, matcha or non-matcha. I just love baking.
Oh, I love that. That's a different one. Okay, so you're going to get home and do some baking.
I probably will, yeah. Because when I say I love, I mean, I genuinely love baking.
Do you see that as another business avenue in the future?
You know what? All the persons who know me like proper, they were actually surprised the direction I went in my business.
Okay.
Because they were thinking that I was going to do something like a cafe or something. Because like when I tell you, I'm not joking when I say I bake a lot. Like I'm just always there. So maybe, because I feel like I don't think my life will be complete without probably opening a bakery or cafe or something, you know, further along the line.
Yeah.
Probably sooner than later, who knows? But maybe.
You would have your drinks and you'll have your baked goods.
Maybe.
I see it for you. No, it's lovely, amazing. Thank you so much for coming down. Like I said, I really appreciate it. I know you came from far. You're so welcome. Before you go, I like everyone to give us your sort of mantra for life. So your go-to message or thing that you live by.
You know what? I'm not trying to steal another brand's tagline or whatever, but this tagline has always resonated with me, and it's just do it. And the reason for that is because I feel like life is just too short, and sometimes we overcomplicate things and we think a little bit too hard about stuff. And sometimes you just need to do it and get it over it. You know, just take that risk. And even I think it was Michelle Obama who said, like, feel the fear, do it anyway, that type of thing. Because I'm all for just jumping head first. You know, fail, it's fine. You will get over it, but just do it.
Perfect. No, I love that. You're not stealing. It's something to live by. Just do it. I think that it's good when you have that mindset, when you think of something, because like you said, it can either fail. It's okay. You've tried it. No regrets. Or it could do really well. And then, you know, so perfect. No, I love it. Thank you so much. I wish we had longer, but it's okay. I think we've got some key takeaways. I've learned so much more about your brand. I wish you all the best success for the rest of 2025 and the future. And I know you've got some amazing things to come.
Thank you so much. And remember, guys, follow us on all socials at the Matcha Yaad, and that's YAAD, not yard. Throw that R away. And everything is at the Matcha Yaad. So the matchayaad.com, Matcha Yaad on Instagram, Matcha Yaad on TikTok. Thank you so much.
Do you have a personal Instagram? Or?
Yes, my personal Instagram is Matcha with Mo. Oh gosh, Matcha again. Matcha with Mo, and that's the same on TikTok as well. I mean, follow me if you want very random content. I don't know. Do your best. But I think you should probably go to the Matcha Yaad.
Okay, perfect. No, we'll have everything linked below. Thank you again for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, be sure to thumbs up and let us know in the comments what bit resonated with you. We'd love to keep the conversation going there. Until then, take care, stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your day. Yay. Bye. Bye.